I can see your true form. Dark Absolute, we can go back. Trust me.
His expression wavered slightly at those words. Complex emotions flickered in his eyes. As silence fell, the tension between them intensified. Valentina held her breath, waiting for his response. Her fingertips trembled slightly.
Dark Absolute. That's not my name.
At last he spoke. It felt as though he was reaching for memories long forgotten.
Then,
Ior Mokra Haven.
He continued slowly.
Gardas Xerox.
Ior Mokra, Haven.
As Valentina stumbled awkwardly over the words, the dragon continued slowly in his weighty voice.
Ior Mokra Haven.
His voice carried weight, as if reciting the flow of time itself.
Ior Mokra Haven.
Valentina carefully repeated.
Gardas Xerox. That is my name.
Ior Mokra Haven, Gardas.
Valentina's voice wavered.
Xerox.
Gardas Xerox silently gazed at her. For one who had lived through ages, facing humans who couldn't properly pronounce his name was a common occurrence.
Ior Mokra Haven, Gardas Xerox.
When Valentina finally pronounced his name perfectly, the dragon's stern expression softened slightly.
Do all dragons have such long names? Couldn't we shorten it?
When Valentina spoke with a slightly sulky voice, his gaze sharpened.
A dragon's name is their very existence. Mispronunciating or shortening even a single letter is unforgivably disrespectful.
Valentina fell into thought for a moment, then lifted her head and looked at Gardas Xerox with a faint smile.
Ior Mokra Haven, Gardas Xerox.
Her voice resonated softly, as if reciting an ancient poem.
It's like an ancient poem.
His sharp gaze faltered for a moment. Among the countless beings who had heard his name over the years, none had ever compared it to poetry.
That's the first time anyone has said that.
The wall of wariness in Gardas Xerox's eyes seemed to crumble slightly. Unable to take her eyes off him, Valentina felt a strange emotion stirring in her heart. She couldn't be certain whether this was simply a desire to save him or something more.
Morning sunlight seeped between my eyelids. I slowly opened my eyes, the remnants of my dream still vivid. For the first time, I dreamed of this body's past. The majestic palace, the legendary dragon, and me as the princess. Everything was so clear. It felt too real to be just a simple dream. No, I want to see more. Hoping to gain more clues, I squeezed my eyes shut. But of course that was futile. The dream had already slipped away. They called me a curse, but in the past I was just an ordinary, no, a spirited princess. How did I go from that life to who I am now? I got up from bed and washed my face while continuing to ponder the dream. Ior Mokra. Ugh, why does the name have to be so complicated? My heart stirred at the thought of that complicated name, though I couldn't remember his appearance clearly except for his silver hair. Was he truly the dragon's true form? Questions kept arising. I needed to know more. This dream, no, this memory must be the beginning of the connection between the dragon and Valentina. I covered my face with my hands. Those complex emotions from the dream still lingered in a corner of my heart. Suddenly there was a knock, followed by a familiar voice.
It's morning. Did you sleep well?
Edwin entered the room with a smile. Yes, I slept well. But what about the pimp heels?
They left early at dawn. Thanks to you, they rested well and set off with the morning dew.
Oh, I didn't get to say goodbye. Disappointment tinged my voice. Edwin stepped closer and opened his palm. On it lay a small, round object gleaming with purple light.
They left this gift for you. Said it matches your eyes.
Is this amethyst? The moment I grasped the amethyst, a strange serenity washed over me. A warm sensation spread throughout my body, as if meeting an old friend. And suddenly, the kissing scene with Princess Valentina, those visions from my dream, vividly, came rushing back. I screamed involuntarily, dropping the amethyst. The gem rolled away across the floor. Edwin asked with concern.
What's wrong? Are you alright?
I answered with a trembling voice. Just now, I had another vision.
A vision?
Remember what I was talking about last night? The kiss. Edwin's eyes widened and a moment of silence fell.
Oh, well, Valentina.
He cleared his throat, seeming slightly tense.
Actually, I wanted to bring that up again too, but since it came up so suddenly.
Edwin's gaze grew serious, his voice filled with anticipation.
Alright, now that we're alone without any interruptions, shall we continue?
He leaned against the wall, inclining towards me with gentle eyes. Though I was momentarily confused by his manner, I continued excitedly. So, yesterday while eating, I suddenly remembered a scene of Princess Valentina about to kiss someone. It was so embarrassing. And today, the princess's memories came in my dream. And just now, when I held that amethyst, those scenes flashed by again. Edwin's expression changed instantly.
Wait, Princess Valentina? Not about you.
Finally, clearing up the misunderstanding, I nodded vigorously with relief. His face suddenly turned red, clearly flustered. Oh, Edwin stammered, clearing his throat.
Ah, ahem, I truly apologize.
So this must be Valentina's key.
Just then, we heard a Pimpheel's voice from beside where the gem had fallen. Her voice still carried traces of last night's sorrow over separating from her husband. Edwin shouted in surprise.
What? You didn't leave?
Hasty Cake Club, where every bite is a taste of sweet adventure. Ready for a more adventurous flavour in your life? Subscribe and taste the magic.